Inbound to Clark. Can she do it? Caitlin Clark, iconic!
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. What a wild finish as Caitlin Clark hits the game winner and the Indiana Fever escape with a 78-76 win over the Washington Mystics. Caitlin Clark knocked down a 31-foot three-pointer with just 1.4 seconds remaining, giving the Fever a huge victory and moving them to 2-1 in Commissioner's Cup play. Caitlin Clark finished with 19 points, while Kelsey Mitchell added 15 points and Aaliyah Boston chipped in 14 points. On paper, that sounds like a solid night for the Fever, but if you watched this game, you know it was anything but comfortable. The Indiana Fever controlled most of the game and built a massive 17-point lead. Caitlin Clark came out firing, scoring 10 points in the first quarter and looking aggressive from the start. Yet somehow, once again, the Fever found themselves in another fourth quarter battle. A lot of the frustration centered around Stephanie White and the way the offense slowed down late in the game. Instead of keeping the momentum going, the Fever allowed the Mystics to climb back into it. The referees also became a major talking point, with several questionable moments throughout the night that had fans extremely frustrated. Looking at the numbers, Indiana shot 42% from three-point range, while Washington shot 43%. The Fever also struggled on the glass, giving up too many defensive rebounds. Despite forcing 17 steals, Indiana committed 20 turnovers, and that's the kind of mistake that almost cost them the game. Thankfully for the Fever, Caitlin Clark delivered when it mattered most. With the game on the line, she buried a deep three-pointer and saved Indiana from what would have been a devastating collapse. It wasn't pretty, but a win is a win, and Caitlin Clark enters the game for Raven Johnson. Yes, 78-76. What just happened? Caitlin Clark makes a 31-foot three-pointer jumper. Let's go! Mystics timeout. Caitlin Clark just hit a three. Clutch City, baby. Clutch City. CC from downtown. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever win this game, 78-76. Caitlin Clark logo three from downtown. From downtown, baby! Caitlin Clark may have just saved Steph White's job. Leads fell apart. Leads are falling apart again, as usual. Let's go! Caitlin, yes, let's go! That is the first game winner of Caitlin Clark's career in a horrible game of basketball. Horrible game of basketball. Like, horrible game. At least I can watch the finals now. Horrible game. The Fever were up 15 points. They were up big. And then they just started walking the ball up the floor. The Mystics are pathetic. Not only are they pathetic, Kiki Iriafen got injured. Hopefully she's okay. The Fever let Georgia Amore look like a competent basketball player. There's something seriously wrong with that. This was the worst game I've watched the Fever play. They almost lost to a team trying to lose, while up 15 points. Like, they almost lost. Shout out Cody McMahon. Shout out Cody frickin' McMahon for what the fuck is she trying to do here? What? She's not even close to being on time. And of course it has to be Cody. It has to be Cody. Of all people she hits her first career game winner on, it's fucking Cody McMahon. That is the best. That is the best person for Caitlin to hit the game winner on, right in her face. If you guys don't know, Cody McMahon and Caitlin Clark fucking hate each other. If you guys don't know, they hate each other. Like, there's no friendship there. We fucking despise each other from college. Nothing but net from deep. Caitlin Clark, in a terrible game, shot 40% from three, was one off shooting 50% from the field. She was 1 of 3 from the line, nearly missed 2 free throws. Nearly. Like, she missed 2 free throws, which could have won them the game, then made a near game-winning assist, and then hit the game winner. Like an absolutely awful game from start to finish. Everything good that Caitlin Clark did was Caitlin Clark going rogue. It was Caitlin Clark going rogue and deciding, I'm not fucking the system, I'm just going and doing my thing, and she hit some shots early, she missed some shots early. The Fever played the worst brand of basketball. Lexi Hull fouled an idiotic foul on Sonia Citron. Dantis came in at one stage. We were making Lauren Betts look competent. It was bad. It was bad. The referees did not do a good job for Caitlin. Apparently, this is not a reckless closeout. Like, it was reckless, and she got cleaned out in the air. There's no way the play was for the Caitlin Clark shot either. That play was for Kelsey Mitchell. Sophie Cunningham said, fuck that, I'm giving the ball to Caitlin. Like, Sophie Cunningham said it, I'm giving the ball to Caitlin. And shout out Sophie. Shout out Sophie for finding the only player on this team who's hit a game winner in 3 seasons. Oh, sorry, no, Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin have both hit game-tying shots. I'm pretty sure that's the first game winner we've seen. What a performance. Monique Billings plus 12 because she was on the floor at the right times. This was the worst coaching performance I have seen from Stephanie White. This was the worst coaching performance I've seen from Steph White this year. And I'm going to be real, I will use the word pathetic.
I need everybody to pay attention to this real quick. Stephanie White's talking to Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark says something to Stephanie White, and the conversation usually should end right here, walking away from each other. But, you know, when somebody says something, that usually when disagreements happen, somebody got to get the last word. Stephanie White continues talking. Caitlin shakes her head like, oh, my God. Unless I hear about it, Caitlin's like, oh, my God. Like, listen, look at the body language. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to what CC's saying. Let's just look at straight body language and actions. Caitlin Clark disagreeing yet again with what Stephanie White said, which is why it was a red flag when Stephanie White said, we're not reviewing the film of our loudest loss of the season. A coach running from adversity. Yet again, I told you the problem will never go away until you guys address it. Caitlin Clark continuously looking at you with an attitude. Yeah, you guys are in clear disagreement of each other. It's never going to work. Look. Like, look at Caitlin's attitude. Like, come on. Come on, man. She's rolling her eyes and everything. But listen, man, I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Like, you've got -6 from Dantas. Why was Raven Johnson in the game on the last possession of the game? Like, why was Raven Johnson in the game? Raven Johnson hadn't played in the second half, and Raven Johnson goes in for a potential game-winning possession defense, and the first thing she does is she bulldozes Shakira Austin over and got incredibly, incredibly lucky that it wasn't called a foul. Like, if you want to take Caitlin Clark out for defense, okay, I don't agree with it. If you want to take Caitlin Clark out for defense, you take Caitlin Clark out for one of Lexi Hull or Sophie Cunningham or Monique Billings or Mashea Hines-Allen. That is what you do. What you don't do is take her off for a cold player because it does not work. Raven Johnson failed. She bulldozed over Shakira Austin off the ball, so it should have been one shot and then possession back. And Caitlin Clark went from 0 to hero to 0 again to hero. Like, that's the only way I can describe it. She went from 0, as in she missed the 2 free throws. Caitlin looked happy with playing tonight. I don't know if it's the squad. I think it's the way they play. She just isn't happy to slow down. And by the way, I looked back on the highlights. Caitlin Clark committed at least 5 uncalled 8-second violations, dribbling the ball, walking the ball up the court without anyone guarding her. She committed at least 5 uncalled 8-second violations. But I'm going to be real. Caitlin went from a terrible turnover to doing an unbelievable job getting to the free throw line to give them the lead, to missing the free throws, to then making a very good transition pass to Kelsey Mitchell, which could have won them the game, to then hitting a game winner, and then they concede that she hit a game winner. Like, Caitlin Clark plays off instinct, and when you let Caitlin Clark play off instinct, she's fantastic, and that's the reason why she turns the ball over. Like, she turns the ball over not because she's making dumb plays, because she plays off feel, and not everyone's going to always be on the same page as her. At the same time, it is one of those situations where it's like, you just have to let Caitlin be Caitlin. And I think that's one of those things where Stephanie White just doesn't want to do it, and she just doesn't want to let Caitlin be Caitlin. She wants Caitlin to be a version of Caitlin that she likes or that she wants to coach. That version of Caitlin is not Caitlin Clark. An idea of what you can turn Caitlin Clark into is not Caitlin Clark. You let Caitlin be Caitlin. And everybody knows great things can happen when you let Caitlin be Caitlin. But yeah, I am so, so happy that Caitlin Clark hit the game winner. I'm happy she hit the game winner. I'm not happy with that game. I thought that game was awful. I thought that game was absolutely awful. And look, I'm glad. I would have rather have had to hear Stephanie White answer questions about that game had Caitlin not made the shot, but I'm happier Caitlin made the shot. I'm happier Caitlin made the shot. So yeah, that is an all-around not great right there. That is not great, but a win's a win. Caitlin's first game winner. Look, they won ugly. They won. Tell me what you think. Don't forget like and subscribe.